You just sit there, didn't you, like looking, waiting.
I never know what to do on the beginning of a live. Honestly, I'm not used to it like you guys.
Mate, this must be like 60 seconds episode now. We're like clocking them up. So
it's radio silence, isn't it? You're just like, what am I going to do?
you're
Start
like,
looking at notifications and pretending you're busy in the background.
hi everyone. Like, how are you, mate? Are you all right?
Yeah, very well. Yeah, very well.
You good?
Yeah.
Mate, this sausage looks amazing.
I was going to say the red ones. There's three of them in a pack. I think they're the Wagyu chorizo.
Right.
So you've got two different types. I was going to just do one type of sausage, and then I thought, no, let's make it more fun and do two different types. So,
cool. I'll get that for next time. Then I've got the spiral, the honey Wagyu truffle on, which looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to kind of push and do something a little bit more elitist, and with this one I've kind of just gone all out. Like, the money was just a silly thing, but using Wiltshire truffle, they've got some really lovely selection of truffles. I didn't go for the more expensive ones, which have got a bit more flavour. I went for the slightly cheaper ones because obviously truffles prime products. And then I was sent some honey from Avon Mel, so they're based in Wales. They sent me some jars of their stuff, but it's wildflower honey. They've got about 3 or 4 different types, and they make mead as well. So they've got like blackberry mead, and they've got some apple. It's like based on a cider. So it's crossed between a cider and a mead. And they sent me a bottle of that to try as well. So I'm looking forward to having a go with that. But no,
that
mead, yeah, it's like an old-fashioned, like herbal kind of. Apparently, it was a way of. I'm not too sure about it. It's
like honey beer, isn't it? It's like really strong.
Yeah. So they used to just chuck in like spices and stuff to kind of make it a little bit more interesting. But no, the honey. Honestly, I was eating this stuff out the jar with a spoon. Like, it was so good. It's really, really good. But I think a lot of people are using it for like mixologists are using it as well. It just seems like a really good product. But no, it was fantastic, and I stuck it in the sausage as well. So it's really nice to work with some people semi-local to me as well.
Yeah, nice.
But no, it's really good.
Awesome, mate. You are officially the Willy Wonka of sausages. So, yeah.
That's one of the nicknames I've heard, yeah.
What's some of the other ones then? Tell us.
The Sausage Wizard is another one. I'm trying to think. There's probably some rude ones as well. But yeah, no, it's just... I don't know. People have now started not calling my own name. They just call me Sausage, which is... It's not the greatest nickname to have, but, yeah, it'll do.
I think Hillary joined us. I don't know if you
I'm trying to hang on. There you go. I might have been able to. They've changed it all since the last time. I think the last time I did a live was about last year. So I've just tried to. It's back turned to us. Yeah. Is that Hillary? It's this way.
What's he doing?
Sorry guys, I was really excited. That sausage is looking pretty awesome, man.
Wow. I'm going to give mine a bit of colour, I think, now.
Oh. Bit of flame there, everything, mate. Wow, they're really good.
I was going to say, the fat content, don't stick them over the coals, because you're just going to end up with a flambe effect.
Yeah, I've smoked it slowly, and then looking good.
Yeah, what I've done is I've got a little bit of a sort of a grill attachment, an Art of Flame grill attachment in my barbecue here. Let me see if I can focus in here. And so it's more like grill plate. So that way then, I don't know if you can catch that there. That way then it's not directly over the charcoal there, and not not going to drip down and set fire to the joint, right? So yeah, but yeah, you have to clear up for me. Which one's which again? I'm a bit confused.
So the spiral one, I've done that in that shape for you guys, because when we did something a year ago, that seemed to be a good shape for you. You can get some nice slices of it. That's the Wagyu truffle honey, and then there's 3 Wagyu chorizo. So I've not seen many of that around, but to be honest, I thought if we're just going to play with some ideas and things like that. It's not like a traditional chorizo, which is cured and smoked. They're more like a Mexican chorizo, which is a softer one. So you've got loads of paprika and garlic and a few, I think it's oregano. There's a few herbs in there. But yeah, it's good. I think that would be quite nice on like a choripan with some chimichurri or something.
Okay. Good. Or
Got a
maybe
few
get
to-
little slices and
Yeah,
on
we're
the
just gonna eat it
stick.
straight away. I've got my second phone to take some pictures of it because I know otherwise it'll just get eaten and never photographed. So.
Yeah, we were discussing this the other day. Like, you're probably going to want to eat it too quickly.
So- sorry, Jack. After you, mate.
I was gonna say, because it's obviously got Wagyu steak in it, would you
Yeah.
rest it like a steak before you slice into it, or can you pretty much eat it straight away?
I would just to let the juices settle for a minute. The other thing I haven't actually answered this question in myself. Being honest, I don't know enough about Wagyu to be like the gospel. I think John is the guy that we need to know about. I've always been a bit skeptical about mincing Wagyu because the point of the Wagyu is that you've got that lovely marbling through it.
Yeah.
And I think by mincing it, you're kind of taking it away. But when I minced it, you've still got a lot of the fat going through it. So essentially, you're just changing the texture. You've still got a really great flavour from it. But again, with beef sausages and things like that, I would normally just cook them. But you know, could you serve them pink? I mean, it's the same. It's no different to serving a pink burger. Essentially, I suppose you could take it a little bit less. You know, I think overcooking it you could do, but with the fat content on these, they're a little bit higher. I'd say they're about 30–40%. So yeah, just no naked flames. I'm glad you're both using open fires just so we can experiment.
So Ellie, then, tell us a little bit, for those that haven't caught up with you before, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing with your sausages and where you're at with them, mate. What's coming up as well?
Okay, yeah. So I started sausage a couple of years ago, just out of one of the kitchens that I was working in as a chef. It was like a little side project, earning a bit of money on the side, and then from there, I've basically developed what I'm doing and had a lot of interest from people to kind of get them into their own homes, get people using them for themselves. I was doing street food with them for quite a while, doing sort of loads of different fancy hot dogs and different toppings, just kind of trying to educate people with different flavors of sausage, something that's not in the shops, something that's completely bespoke, taking people around the world, giving people a bit of culture, using personal experiences and recipes and just trying to make flavors that people don't normally do. I think nowadays making a product that's interesting is something of great interest to everybody. So I've throughout lockdown, I've built this up. It's been a challenge. Obviously with lockdown, it's been tough with sort of environmental health and everyone being at home, you know, adapting a business and building something up to kind of make sure it works and make it available to everybody. I've had my licensing for about 3 months now. So I now supply Longcroft and Old, who you two know very well, down in Smithfield Market. They take quite a fair whack off me every week. Village Butchers are also taking some stuff off me. They've got good online networks, so they're selling to a lot of people using them. And I've managed to get my website back open again after many months, so I'm selling direct as well to the customer. On top of that, I mean, I've been struggling with staff because I've been trying to build up the business and do it a piece at a time. But where it's been kind of locked down and getting back to normal, I'm trying to build up my sales enough to afford staff, so I'm not doing everything myself anymore. And now I've got two staff on now, so that's really good. It means we can push and get things bigger. I've also started to do. Sorry.
So that means then we can get your sausages like wholesale down at the Smithfield Market, Village Butcher online. You can buy the sausages there, and also from yourself as well.
Yeah,
online.
yeah.
And what particular flavors you? How's that one, buddy?
Lovely. I can't wait to see you eat it.
I'm going to get mine off in a minute and let it rest, I think.
How do you get what's the colouring and how does it get the sort of Carito colour there in it?
So that's a lot of smoked paprika.
Okay. Hang on. Camera eats first.
Yeah, absolutely. Just don't drop it like you did with the burger.
All right, here we go. All right, in for the taste test now. Here we go.
Right, I'm going to get mine off to rest.
Oh, they're really, really good. I like the texture, man.
It's very soft.
It's very soft, but it's much meatier chunks. You know.
The other thing I noticed with the Wagyu is that the flavor of the meat you can still taste throughout the spices. So you get the rich butteriness of the fat coming through the sausage. It's a bit of a level up on normal beef. I think it's a great product to work with because it's almost the same sort of softness that pork is. I couldn't justify using Wagyu all the time. It's not something anyone can afford all the time.
Stick sausages like 50 quid or whatever. People will be like, oh, maybe.
It's crazy, but you know, the cost price of the meat and the cost price of the ingredients is never going to be a cheap price for me. I'm kind of trying to do a premium product that obviously it's something you have once in a while. It's not something you have every meal, but I'm trying to cater for all different people. I'm changing up a couple of the flavors. I've got 2 new flavors that are coming on the cards in the next month or so. But I think that kind of where I started off with the barbecue community and anyone that barbecues and smokes, more so the smokers, I'm adapting now where I've got these wholesale people. They're going into people's homes. They're going into restaurants. They're being used for breakfast and lunch and dinner. I need to have a better range for the kind of, you know, the general public. So I'm taking the ones with a bit more spice off. Not off, but they'll still be there. But I'm just adding in a couple of more fancier flavors and kind of basing it on a couple of ideas I've got.
These are so good, mate. This one is really, really good. This is really delicious.
I'm gonna slice into my nails. Let's do it.
It's so
you're both eating a different one, to be honest. Then you can both see.
I'm gonna save the Wagyu one for a minute. I'll finish this one first, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe whilst John's on, we'll have a chat to him about it. Are you working with John on sausages as well?
I think this, to be honest, this probably won't be the last time that we work together, but we've talked about this for about 4 or 5 months. And then tying it up into this, I think works really well. He's like the Wagyu king, I think. And what he's set up is a great idea because he's just going to educate people about, I knew nothing about Wagyu before I started talking to him. And it's very interesting. You know, even around the world, there's so many different types of cow, but this one is like the prime animal. I'm just waiting to see Jack's reaction.
Look at that. You can see the truffle. Look at that. Nice little smoke ring.
See, the thing as well is with truffle, it's a very delicate, mild, nutty flavour. When you have something like truffle oil, that actually doesn't contain any truffle. It's all truffle flavouring. So what people mostly know as truffle is an artificial flavour. I think I wanted to try and make you kind of taste it as it actually should be.
That's really nice. It's quite a mild flavour. It's not really strong like I've had truffle oil like chips and things like that. That's really strong, but that's like a nice, just like almost nutty. Whoa.
My gosh! All right, I'm going to have a taste of this one now. Sorry. Just going to nip a little bit off the end here, and give that. Oh, same thing. It's nice, sort of. It's not like a lot of the sort of commercial sausages that are really sort of soft and what would you call it? Very fine grain. They're a little bit.
But it's more of a treat. Like you wouldn't have this with like mashed potato and beans, would you? This is like a high-end product.
I mean, there's no fillers, there's no gluten, there's no rusk, there's nothing in there. You're literally just getting meat in them, meat and seasoning, and that's it. And I think that's what it should be. If you want to taste something, eat it properly.
They are absolutely delicious, mate. Yeah, I can get the honey in there. I'm getting a little bit of the truffle come through as well. And that beef is just so juicy with that Wagyu, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really juicy.
All right.
Dripping like a steak.
All right, well, I think we have to head off now. And I think we have to head off now and catch up with John. Oh, in a few minutes. We got 2 minutes.
I was going to say, one of the projects that I've started up this year is I'm doing it's a monthly sausage box, and I'm basically using it to collaborate with a lot of people, a lot of individual producers, artisan producers, breweries, alcohol producers, and also chefs. So I've got, I mean, not necessarily chefs, influencers or people who love food. I've got a big list of people that I'm going to work with each month, This month's box, I've got Ping Coombs from MasterChef. She won in 2014. So she's bringing a Malaysian twist on sausages, which I'm really excited about. It's going to be really, really good. And I might release the information now just so that people are a bit more excited about it. But I've got people like Marcus Borden is going to be on one of the boxes. I've got Dean Edwards, who was another MasterChef winner. And then you've got Adam Handling, who did the cooking for the G7. So he's going to come on board. We're going to do a little collaboration of a sausage and get that in one of the boxes further out in the year. But it's just nice to work with different people, see what their dishes are, give me a challenge, and they'll come up with an idea, and then we'll make it into a sausage, and just let people have it. But it's one-offs. Like, no one else is going to get these. The recipes aren't being written down and kept and reused by anybody. It's kind of a very exclusive little club, like my steak club kind of thing.
Nice. I've seen some of your boxes go. You had a sausage with
Tiny Rebel, yeah.
Yeah, Tiny Rebel. Yeah, they were singing the praises when we met them. So yeah, that's a good thing. And,
yeah.
Well, yeah. I hope there's a Sizzling Saturday box on the horizon, mate. I'd be pretty sad if there wasn't.
You never know. Yeah, that could be an idea. There might be a couple of spaces. It'd be interesting. Well, you'd have to choose on the same idea. Just say, well, actually, you could have one each. To be honest, we could do like a Jack's Meat Shack sausage and a Barbecue Lad sausage.
Okay. Wonder what we could do there, Jenny. Ah, we'll have to put the thinking cap on.
Like massive, and yours would be like that.
But better looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk after this, and we can sort something out for sure. Yeah, it'd be good.
Okay. All right, mate. Well, we probably better let you go. We're going to catch up with John, but thanks so much for joining us. How does everyone find you? Sausage. SOSIJ _UK.
SOSIJ.UK. The website's in a bit of an overhaul at the moment. It's going to get redone very soon. But there's a shop on there. You can find me on there. Instagram, there's loads of stuff going on there. That's probably where I'm most active. So yeah, it's becoming a bit bigger. I just want to push this year and get more people knowing about the products and get more people involved. It's more fun to work with people.
But Physical Butchers, you can get yourself down to Longcroft and Old in Smithfield Market. Get your sausages from him. Village Butchers in Brentwood.
I think so. Essex.
Essex, yeah. So, yeah,
you're part of the world, Jake.
Just round the corner from me, in Essex.
Yeah, there's a few other places. I've got Cornwall on the books now. They're down in St Ives. I've got a supplier down there as well. And then someone in Devon is now supplying them as well. Veg in a box.
Beautiful.
It's not just veg; it's sausages as well.
Nice. Well, thanks again, Ali. Thanks for joining us, mate. Always a pleasure. And we'll get some photos up of. Well, if we don't finish eating them really, really quickly,
absolutely.
I've already eaten one sausage.
Listen, boys, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Ali. Thanks, mate.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Don't forget to save this when you.
I will. Yeah, I will.
Hillary will say you off. Good night, mate.
Take it easy. Thank you.